For 9 million disabled women across the UK, makeup is more than a luxury. Growing up with cerebral palsy, a disability that affects coordination and motor skills, I've always prioritised my appearance. Now, as a disabled model, beauty and makeup are central parts of my daily routine. Makeup changes how I feel and how I'm treated by others. It plays a central role in my well-being. In a world where image is everything, beauty can offer privilege. But for disabled women, the mirror often reflects a more complex reality. Here in the UK, disabled women are facing significant challenges, including an 11% drop in living standard compared to previous years. But beauty and makeup can bring some sense of control and relief for disabled women. So how does beauty create safety for me and my community? And how are disabled women improving their well-being through beauty? Disabled women hold just 5% of boardroom roles in the UK beauty industry, but Hazal Babazin is challenging that. After losing her sight due to a health condition, she discovered most of her beauty products had become completely inaccessible to her. She then launched Blind Beauty, an online beauty brand that puts disabled women first. Only 4% of beauty and personal care products are designed with physical disabilities in mind. But Hazal hopes to bring empowerment and independence to disabled women's lives with her products.
It's strange because beauty is a very visual, or what society think to be a very visual industry, but it isn't visual to me at all, or to the most of my customers. It's about how it makes us feel, and it's not just about having great foundation and a big bold lip. It's everything. It's your hair, it's your skin, it's your body, what you put inside your body as well. The inaccessibility in the industry isn't the fact that I can't use the products because of my disability. It's that you're making it inaccessible for me to use. It's I can use them, but you just need to present them to me in a usable format. Beauty is a kind of social safety in a sense that when you look a certain way, whether that be your hair and your makeup or when you're dressed a certain way, you are treated differently. You are treated with more respect, and I feel more welcomed. I feel safer in situations. I feel like, people will notice me and offer to help me and guide me.
Surprise, affordable luxury brand.
Katouche is a beauty consumer and TikTok influencer.
Mind the Gap is about female sexuality.
Her videos include breakdowns of beauty standards, drawing from her large collection of feminist books. She notices a clear difference in how she's treated without makeup.
I try and look my best all the time, even if I'm not playing into trends, because I know that it makes my life easier as a disabled person, as a disabled woman. When I don't have makeup on and I leave the house to run an errand, if I have an accident, if I fall in the street, people will step over me. If I have makeup on, people help me up. If I get stuck at a lift in a cheap station with no makeup, I have to carry my mobility aids myself up the stairs. I just generally am treated better on the most minuscule level based off what I look like. And so making a decision to put your best foot forward socially is not necessarily always a bad thing. It can be a smart thing. I think what happens is if you normalize certain trends, it's a pipeline, isn't it? Before you know it, you're saying very scary things. But it starts with these very seemingly benign dog whistles about what people should look like, where they should go, what they should wear, etc.
Katouche feeling safer with makeup echoes the experience of fellow beauty consumer Leah.
When I have no makeup on, I'm treated like rubbish.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely. So that's why I'm like, okay, cool. Lashes, for me, I know I'm trying to wear less makeup right now. So I'll just wear lashes or a little bit of highlight or some blush on just so I look like I'm alive. But yeah, I'm treated completely differently if I don't wear makeup than when I do wear makeup. We live in a very shallow society. People treat you how you look, if that makes sense. She was taking care of me and she was so tired, bless her. She was so tired that she kind of let herself go sometimes. And there was a lady in church who was like, look, if you let yourself go, your daughter is not going to know her own, her self-worth. And already being disabled in itself is a barrier, no? So if, I was going to say we can't afford to look ugly because we'll get treated worse, right? Which I know is kind of sad, but real.
Perhaps part of this pressure is because representation of disabled women has been on the decrease. In 2025, several major corporations, including Amazon, Google, McDonald's, Meta, Target, and Walmart, scaled back or eliminated their diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives. Though mainly based in the US, the impacts are definitely being felt in the UK.
What we've been seeing more recently is a kind of rollback of diversity budgets, and, you know, a kind of return or a slow return to how things were previously, and in line actually with how we've behaved around the pandemic. You know, the coronavirus is still around, but we pretend it doesn't exist. Black and brown disabled people are still around, but we pretend they don't exist. And so, you know, we're going back to this kind of whitewashed alternate version of reality that the advertising and marketing industry and the makeup industry and all the industries present to us. And I think the main reasons for that are they stopped making money in the way that they were making money before, because people only cared in a very temporary way.
Kathy Ray is an expert on disability and author of best-selling book How to Be Disabled and Proud. She's a campaigner for dwarfism representation and believes that diversity efforts have not only lost their momentum, but were lacking authenticity in the first place.
On my Instagram channel, because of this whole kind of push for diversity, I was contacted by a lot of skincare and beauty brands, and asked to, you know, try products and, you know, make it shareable and stuff. And I guess in the beginning I just didn't really know, I didn't really understand the meaning of why they would be doing that. Representation is what people see on the outside, but what's happening on the inside, really? What's changing for people on the inside when the disabled people still can't get into the building, or they can't be employed by your organisation because they can't meet their access needs? Those are the things that actually really, really, really are important.
Surely another goal, a great, great goal for Ellie Simmonds! New world record time of 5:19.17.
Ex-Paralympian Ellie Simmonds first found her confidence in the pool. The retired athlete has 5 Paralympic gold medals and 10 world champion titles. In 2021, she stepped into the entertainment space.
From the age of 12 to when I retired when I was 21, my confidence was from how I performed in the pool. And so I didn't really feel like I didn't wear makeup. Like I only wore makeup for like TV things. I never wore makeup on a day-to-day basis. So I always had wet hair, smelling of chlorine. So in a way that I was reduced pressure from society growing up as teenagers or as a 21-year-old to fit in, because my confidence was from being good in the water and getting those gold medals.
So what kind of pressure is she feeling now?
There's more pressure for a quick fix. And like I know quite a few people actually on Ozempic. And it's like in the past it was you exercise, you eat less and you lose weight. Like whereas now everyone wants this quick fix of all of a sudden being thin. And I feel like it puts pressure on you, doesn't it, to fit a certain way. And especially now, like since retiring, I used to exercise daily, so my body's changed a lot. Like I've put a lot more weight on when I was an athlete. So yeah, I feel like it makes me more self-conscious for sure. Plus disability, plus being a woman in society as well. I feel like as the trends go up and down, you have to try and fit into that. And yeah, I feel like you have to fit into a certain way. Even though like we're getting better with celebrating differences, there's still that pressure.
You know those girls that always look clean?
You may have seen the viral beauty trends all over TikTok, like clean girl aesthetic, trad wife trend, bimbo core, and strawberry girl. Katouche shares her response to these trends, which rarely include black disabled women.
Interesting because women's bodies are essentially kind of like the meter read for society. You can tell a lot about a society by how the women in that society choose to present themselves. It does affect everybody in different ways. But I think that when you're a woman and you're trying to navigate this sort of landscape, there's so many things you have to think about. And you may actually want to capitulate to certain trends if it's going to make your life easier.
Beauty often offers social safety and career advantage. Yet Kathy asks the question, why uphold the importance of makeup if it only reinforces these pressures?
Like, how safe are you when your safety is conditional? So if your safety is conditional and you're wearing makeup, like, how safe are you? Because any time that you're not wearing it, or you're not wearing it a certain way, or you're not conforming to some kind of made-up standard, the latest trend, your safety is jeopardized.
I feel like sometimes businesses and groups, they set up these EDIs just as a tick box and actually don't implement things. And we don't want to be seen as a tick box group. Hopefully there's lots of children with dwarfism or disability looking at my body shape and me being happy with my body, and hopefully that'll inspire them.
You can feel good and you can feel beautiful in a certain place or around a certain group of people, and then you can feel much less than in other environments. And really, I suppose the advice has always been that beauty should be an inside job, and that's because if it's an outside job, then it's vulnerable and it's fragile and it can be broken, it can be taken away from you. But it's definitely, you know, when you talk about sort of trend-led things and following the crowd, if you do that, then you're sort of putting your self-worth in other people's hands. I definitely think if you look back over history, beauty standards have always been there. You know, when we look at, say, in the Victorian times, it wasn't uncommon for women to be passing out because they're wearing corsets every single day.
Katie Piper is a writer, presenter, and long-standing figure in UK media.
Women were adhering to like having very white skin, not going in the sun, not having a tan, because that was seen as a sign of someone who works out in the fields, connected to poverty, and you know, the wealthy had sort of talcum powder white skin. So I think there's always been like beauty standards have always punished women.
We've heard that makeup can be many things: social safety, survival, or maybe even an uncomfortable pressure. So makeup can be an empowering tool, but it shouldn't be essential for survival. When beauty becomes a form of social safety for disabled women, it exposes just how exclusionary the world still is for us. For me and my disabled community, beauty isn't about reaching a non-disabled ideal. It's about independence, autonomy, and respect in public and professional spaces. Accessibility isn't a favour, it's a right. And my face shouldn't dictate my safety.